So guys, I'm going to go straight into this because you'll know from my previous videos that Harry has been in England. He's got a lawsuit against the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday, and the Publishers Associated Newspapers Limited. And he's got a lawsuit at the High Court. And this week there was a preliminary hearing. So he's been at the court on Monday of the week just gone. And I believe Tuesday and Thursday. I don't believe he was there Wednesday, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was a 4-day preliminary hearing in his lawsuit. So then I saw, so obviously that was Monday to Thursday. Then I saw on Friday this article here on people.com, which is the website for People magazine. And you'll recall from some of my previous videos that I have talked about how I think that People magazine are a friendly paper, as it were, friendly magazine to Harry and Meghan. So they often report very positively about them. People magazine were the magazine that Meghan's friends leaked her letter to her father. And it's also the magazine that Harry did an interview with, promoting his book Spare. So I think and I personally think that obviously Harry and Meghan pick and choose what media outlets they work with on the basis that they will give them sort of positive interviews to obviously promote their PR machine and promote their brand. So in my view, People magazine is one of them. People magazine also were the people to first announce that Lilibet had been christened and that she has been christened using the title Princess, and Archie will be using the title Prince. And so I found it really peculiar that that was announced by People magazine and Harry and Meghan's spokesman through People magazine, as opposed to through the palace, or as opposed to any other means, like, for example, through Archwell or just through their spokesperson. But no, it was through People magazine. So, okay, there we are. So anyway, we see here that there's an article that Meghan Markle has won her bid to dismiss her defamation lawsuit filed by her half-sister Samantha Markle. So I also have a previous video just touching upon a lawsuit that Samantha Markle, who is Meghan Markle's half-sister, has issued against her, and it was for defamation. Samantha Markle was alleging that Meghan Markle had told various lies about her in the Oprah interview, and also through her spokesperson, Jason Kanath, who passed on information to Omid Scobie, who then produced the book Finding Freedom. So there was also obviously a preliminary hearing in relation to this lawsuit, and Meghan Markle's lawyers were trying to have the lawsuit dismissed. And kind of like the opposite really of what's happening with Harry's lawsuit, because obviously he wants it to go to trial, and the press, the defendants, are trying to get it thrown out. So obviously Meghan's lawyers are trying to get this lawsuit thrown out, or were trying to get this lawsuit thrown out. They also did the same thing when Meghan Markle sued the Mail on Sunday and the Associated Newspapers Limited in relation to her letter that she wrote to her father. And I think the claim was breach of copyright and breach of privacy. And so she won that claim. And also within those proceedings, she had sought for the case to be dismissed, and she won a summary judgment. So here we have again her lawyers basically making the same sort of application, which is to dismiss Samantha Markle's lawsuit. And it seems to have won. So I believe the decision was made on Friday. And as you can see from this article from People magazine, who I suspect were happy to report this story. And frankly, I've seen it in many websites, written all over the place. Meghan Markle wins, Meghan Markle wins, Meghan Markle wins. So here we are, she's got another win on her belt. And we know that her husband also already has a number of wins and also has a number of outstanding lawsuits, which I'll talk about in another video. Okay, so as you can see here, the case was in Florida, and the judge has ruled that Samantha Markle cannot sue the Duchess of Sussex for defamation over claims made in an unauthorized biography, Finding Freedom, and Meghan's comments in the Oprah interview. The judge who is Judge Honeywell, has determined that Meghan cannot be liable for statements in a book that she did not publish. And that the fact that she told Oprah that she grew up as an only child is not falsifiable as a protected opinion. The lawsuit was filed in Florida in March 2022. Samantha sought $75,000 in damages, which was reported by the BBC. Now, I've heard various amounts, but I've heard nothing more than $100,000. I've heard $85,000. I've heard variations in pounds and dollars, but it's roughly around $75,000, which isn't a lot of money, really. If you think about how much the lawyers must be spending, it really isn't that much. So I'm surprised that it didn't really settle and that Meghan sort of fought it. Although, am I surprised? I mean, she wants to obviously be on her high horse and fight for justice, fight for what's right and make a statement. And she's never really one to sort of compromise and negotiate and buckle down. So I guess she wants to make a point and wants to win, and seems to most often than not win. Even in these circumstances, I guess even if it was $75,000 on the table, let's say Meghan spent, $150,000 on legal fees, I guess it's open to her. I suspect, I'm not sure about American law, but I suspect she'd seek Samantha to pay her legal fees. So essentially, she doesn't lose anything if she's so sure that she's going to win. Okay, so you may recall in the Oprah interview that Meghan made various claims about her family, about her childhood, like growing up as an only child, like Samantha Markle changing her surname to Markle when she started dating Harry. And Samantha was saying that obviously these lies were defamatory. The judge had said, as a reasonable listener would understand it, defendant merely expresses an opinion about her childhood and her relationship with her half-siblings. Thus, the court finds that defendant's statement is not objectively verifiable or subject to empirical proof. And then she dismisses the claim. She would have produced a fuller judgment, but this article obviously refers to parts of the judgment. So she concludes by saying, for the foregoing reasons, the court grants the motion to dismiss. Plaintiff's claim based on finding freedom will be dismissed with prejudice, as plaintiff cannot plausibly allege that defendant published the book, and the amendment of these claims would be futile. So she's basically saying that if you're going to claim that Meghan Markle had defamed you because of the information that she gave to the book Finding Freedom, I'm just going to dismiss all of those claims. So you can't come back and amend your claims if they're anything to do with the Finding Freedom book, because as I understand it, because Meghan Markle didn't publish the statements that she made or the information that she gave to Omid Scobie, because she gave the information to him through Jason Kanoff, and it was he who then used that information and produced a book that had obviously wider claims and it was not an authorized biography, then she can't be liable for having published that information or those statements that Samantha Markle claims are defamatory, because she didn't in fact publish the book. She didn't in fact write the book. So going on then to the Oprah interview, the judge says the plaintiff will be allowed one final opportunity to replead her claims related to defendant's CBS interview and her claim for injurious falsehood. So that means that Samantha Markle does have another opportunity to amend her claims, and that's her claims obviously around the Oprah interview. So it's clear there that Samantha Markle has another opportunity, and the judge has made it clear that it's one final opportunity to amend her claims in respect to her other allegations with respect to what Meghan Markle had said in the Oprah interview. And then you can see here, obviously, it goes through the background, talks about what Meghan Markle had said in the Netflix documentary about her relationship with Samantha Markle's daughter, and the guidance that she was given that she shouldn't be invited to the wedding because people will question why her biological mother's not there. Okay, and what you can see here, actually, if you go down to these sort of further articles, you can see that there are a lot of articles about Harry and Meghan. They seem to be things from their perspective, their narrative. So Meghan Markle says she was told. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's sweet wedding invitation for evening reception. Okay. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship timeline. A complete timeline of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's exit from royal life. Beyonce texts Meghan Markle about generational curses. Meghan Markle says conversation about mental health was eclipsed by one of race. All about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children. Prince Harry says Meghan Markle had a miscarriage due to the stress of the legal case. And it goes on, everything to know about Prince Harry's upcoming memoir. A guide to who's who in Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's documentary. He is now on the institution side. Everything Harry has said. Meghan Markle's style evolution, her most iconic outfits over the years. And then, do you see what I'm saying? And it just goes on and on and on about Meghan Markle says, Harry says, their love story, their timeline, blah, 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 blah. So, okay. You never really see any article of anything sort of criticizing them or calling them out for any hypocrisy or inconsistency that they might have said, or alleged lies that they might have told. I mean, there's just nothing. There we are. And, you know, here we go again, more stuff. Harry and Meghan's royal wedding. Prince Harry blames himself. Meghan Markle opens up about her wedding to Prince Harry. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry reveal how they met on Instagram. I mean, it's just their whole narrative, right? It's almost like their Netflix documentary is in each article. It's like, you know, fine, whatever. Okay, so going back to Samantha Markle and the lawsuit, I found this article, which I have to say, I read quite a few articles about Meghan Markle's victory, as it were, over her lawsuit, or over Samantha Markle's lawsuit against her. But not many of them had this to say. And it obviously talks about the lawsuit. Says, here we go, Meghan Markle scored a small victory. And yeah, so it goes on to the lawsuit, you know, as we've already sort of talked about. What I found really odd is that Samantha Markle claimed, it says here, that Meghan told Oprah and millions of viewers that she had only met Samantha a handful of times, and it's in quoted quotation marks. The judge again went back to the transcript and said this statement is nowhere to be found in the interview's transcript. Now, that seems to be really odd to me, that you would plead things in a lawsuit that are not supported by the transcript. It just seems a bit odd. And even here in the previous paragraph, the judge said Samantha's claims is explicitly contradicted by the transcript from the Oprah interview, and the court concluded it cannot draw a reasonable inference that Meghan is liable for misconduct alleged. So that seems a bit worrying, that she's making claims that don't seem to be supported by the evidence. That okay. And obviously the Oprah interview is there in black and white. It's there in black and white, right? And there's a transcript. So I don't understand how hard that is. It seems a bit odd to me that the lawyers wouldn't have read the transcript and then obviously made their claims. I think probably what might have happened is that they wrote the pleadings, but then didn't have the transcript. But I mean, it is recorded everywhere, isn't it? Come on now. You know, you can find the interview like in many, many places, one of them being YouTube. So it is a bit weird. So obviously on Friday, it was reported in loads of places that Meghan has had this victory. Meghan has had this win. The judge has sided with Meghan. You know, here we go again, this like victorious warrior. So then I saw that Samantha's lawyer has made a statement to ET, and it's quoted here. So Samantha's lawyer says, it is unfortunate to see that some of the press has chosen to wrongly report on the judge's ruling as a total win by Meghan. Upon reviewing the order, it is made very clear that the entire case was not tossed out, but in fact, the judge was allowing Samantha the ability to amend her complaint within a 14-day period. The statement continued, this upcoming amendment will address certain legal issues that are related to our claims for defamation, and it specifically relates to the Oprah interview on CBS. We vehemently oppose the narrative that the press has decided to spin in Meghan's favour and look forward to presenting an even stronger argument for the defamation and losses that our client has had to endure. So that's interesting because I haven't seen this statement in many of the articles that I've read about this case. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this is an accurate recording of this statement and that this isn't actually just a fake statement, which would be concerning, obviously. So yeah, so he seems to be saying, you know, it's not a complete loss. And I see what he's saying, but in reality, she did, you know, get her current claims dismissed, and obviously Samantha Markle has one further opportunity to amend her claims. And I wonder, because I've seen it referenced in another article, but I don't know how true that reporting is, but I wonder whether some of the claims are now going to be extended to cover the Netflix documentary and what Meghan Markle was saying there about Samantha Markle, particularly in reference to her daughter, so Meghan Markle's niece, and the relationship that she has with Samantha Markle, her mother. So I wonder whether it's going to include wider claims, but let's see. So guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that update. And yeah, please do subscribe to my channel. Please help me to reach 1,000 followers. I would absolutely love that. It will help my channel grow. And please do post comments about what you think about all of this. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. Okay, guys, well, take care and have a great weekend. Bye.